Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all had a really lovely Easter break. So over the past, I'm going to say about a week to a week and a half, I have been working on these packs for the Etsy shop. Now these are called stash packs. I've called them stash packs, but essentially what they are is sort of mix packs. They're a mixture of things that are from around my room or things that I've handmade from things out of my own stash and things like that. So yeah, so this is what they look like. I'm going to pop this one aside. This is the final piece, and it comes in this A4 size clear pocket, and it's got this label on the front, and it's just slipped behind there is this piece of paper which details everything that's inside your stash pack. So I'm going to go through one of the packs now with you. This one here is already sealed up and ready to go, so I'm going to pop that one aside and I will bring this one back. So some of you guys who maybe follow me on Instagram and watch my stories and things like that might have seen these coming together. They originally started when I actually went to a local thrift shop and I bought a whole lot of vintage embroidered linens, and what I was going to do was have those up in my shop, and then they sort of just built from there. I thought, no, I'll put one or two more things with it, make it into a little bit of a pack. Actually, I took a vote, and the vote came back to make a large pack with the vintage linens inside them. So that's how these packs all sort of got started, and yeah, they've been a lot of fun to make, a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun. So I have actually made 30 of these, so I think I have a couple that are on reserve right now, so there will probably be around about 27 left when this video goes up. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into this pack and pull everything apart so you can see absolutely everything that's inside these stash packs. So this here, it's a clear pocket. It will come sealed up, so nothing's going to fall out of it. And everything's sort of individually packaged inside here, so you'll be able to see as we go along. So the first thing here, we've got some vintage wallpaper pockets. Now these are like the ones I had in my shop, and we have 3 of each in 2 different designs. So here is this lovely cream and yellow floral one, and then there is this lovely brown and gold sort of one. So there is a packet of those. There are 6 in these, 3 of each design. So pop that one aside. This one I just made up the other day because I wanted to add more into my stash packs, and these little mini pockets are half made out of an atlas and half out of a vintage sewing book. So you have half and half, 3 of each. As you can see, these ones here are sewing themed. Excuse my dog who is getting a drink right now. So there are those 2 pockets there, so you will get 6 in each pack, so 12 total for you to use in journals and things like that. So this packet here is one that I'm calling just a mixed dye packet, and there are a lot of just mixed dyes in here. I'll open it up. There is actually 30 pieces in this one, plus then I went and made these slotted pocket dies, so I ended up putting an extra 3 of these slotted pocket dies, so actually there's a total of 33 dies in here. But they are a complete mixture. Every pack will be different in here, different dies, shapes, sizes and styles. They all come from sort of my scraps and things, so you'll get scrapbooking paper, handmade paper, atlas, you know, maybe some there's some birds, just different kinds of dies in here. These are from Wildflowers of the World book, bits of wallpaper, there's these map sort of ones. This is handmade paper. This is actually tea stained handmade paper. So yeah, all different sizes and styles and made from different things. I think this is an eco print sort of a scrap, and yeah, little tiny tags, and just a mixture of lots of fun little dies that you can play around with, perhaps make your own embellishments. This is a little ticket and things like that. So, and then yeah, there are these slotted pocket dies, which I've included 3 each, and I'll make sure that each of the patterns are different with your slotted pocket dies. So that is the mixed dies pack. So we'll pop this sort of aside here and we'll get back into the packet here. So this packet here is another one that I made up just prior to these all finishing off, and I decided to make a little packet of tags for you. And what this is, you've got different size tags in here. I'm going to call these ones regular size. I don't have the exact measurements for it, but yeah, it's a pretty decent size, standard size tag anyway. So I'm going to pull all these out so I can show you. And there is actually 10 of the larger size tags here. So 10 of these, different, every single one is a different pattern. I've made sure to give a variety of different papers and things in them. So there are 10 of the standard size, and then I put in 20 of these sort of mini tags. They're not too many though, they're a decent size, as you can see. But there are different styles, so different tops and bottoms and sizes and things like that. So yeah, 20 of these mixed ones here. And once again, just a variety of different papers that I've used. I had such a lot of fun making these. If you guys joined my Instagram live, you would have seen me making these the other day. So just really, oh, I love that one. That one's just beautiful. So all up in here, there is 30 tags. So a lot here that you can play around with. So pop those ones aside. Got a lot to get through here, guys. Next up, we have this packet of mixed wallpapers. So this is kind of just like a wallpaper sample pack. Nothing is precisely cut in here. I've just cut strips and samples and things like that of wallpapers. There's a different mix of modern and vintage in here, and you'll receive 10 different pieces. So I'll pull them out so you can have a look at the different designs. Some of them are kind of like these borders, wallpaper borders, but just beautiful for you to use. So there's that one there. I think in a couple of the packs there is, I think in about 4 or 5 of the packs there is one different piece to what I'm going to show you here. So there's that one, this sort of piece here, which is a border as well. This lovely sort of blue and pinkish kind of floral design. This one here is a very dark piece. It's a large piece, so I've folded it in half. You can just cut that and have 2 pieces there. This one here is kind of like a, oh gosh, it's a flourishy kind of a design. But yeah, once again, fun to pop in your journals and add a bit of texture and things in there. So there is this one here. This is the one where a couple do differ, and there's another different blue piece in there. But I think that's the only one. So that's another border piece. I think it's a bit more modern. This one here is a bit of a, oh gosh, what would you call, I guess you would call this, it kind of reminds me a bit of a Tuscan sort of a theme, but it's a large border piece as well. So there's a piece of that. This one here is another modern sort of floral, it looks kind of painted actually, painted piece. And then we have 2 of these vintage ones that I was making my wallpaper pockets out of them anyway. You guys will see this design. So yeah, so there is 10 pieces of wallpaper or wallpaper borders here for you to play around with. Lots of fun to pop into your journals. I remember when I was doing one of the journals I was making here on camera, and I cut a piece like a die cut piece, and then I popped the wallpaper behind it, so it was kind of like a textured piece inside my journal there. So that's a fun idea to use with your wallpaper, or you can make wallpaper pockets and things like that out of them as well. So I'll pop this one aside. We'll keep on going, so we're already at 10 minutes. Here we have a small little fabrics bundle, just roughly cut little squares. My thought process behind this was that you could use these different patterns to make embellishments and things like that, or I guess you could use them. Some people have like fabric flip ups and things in their journals, so you could use them for that kind of thing. And so what you have here is you have 5 different pieces of fabric, plus a little bit of this fun netting, because I've been playing around with this quite a bit. This one here is my personal lot. I think it's kind of like a netting from curtains, kind of. But yeah, lots of fun and a little bit of texture for you to play with there. And this doily here, so there are 5 different patterns here. Once again, not cut perfectly at all, but just a lot of fun for you to play around with. So yeah. And I think a couple of these do have different fabrics in them as well, so I'm trying to have a look and see where they differ. So there's a different piece of fabric in this one. So they all won't be the same, they all might vary slightly, but you will get, you know, once again, 5 different designs there. So pop this little fabrics bundle aside, and then we're going to get on to the brown paper bag. So this is the brown paper bag, and it's a real mixture of things inside here. So it doesn't really have a name, it's just a mixed brown paper bag of things. So I'm going to pull everything out here for you to have a look at, and of course you can use the brown paper bag as well. I've left it open, so yeah, I haven't sealed it shut or anything, so you can use that. So let me go through here. So what I've got here is I've got 3 different bridge score sheets. You might get 2 of these, or you might get 2 of that, but 3 in total. Then you will get a couple of index cards, just blue index cards. There is a couple of these vintage recipe cards here. I've also popped a card and an envelope in this brown paper bag. However, this is another part of the pack that does differ, because I didn't have 30 total of the same card, sorry. So you will get, you know, you might get a different card than this. And some of them might be the right size to pop in this paper bag. If they're a little bit bigger, they will be sitting behind the paper bag. So if you don't find your card in the paper bag, just look behind it. But this one here is a daffodil one, so it's got the lovely matching card here. It's a beautiful card actually. So I'll pop that one aside, and then we have a packet of vintage lottery tickets. So there are 5 different pieces in here, and once again, these will differ. You'll get 5, but they might be different types to what you see here. But a lot of fun for you to play around with. So 5 different vintage lottery tickets. There is a couple of these floral playing cards. I just love these. And actually they came with the same set of, with this bridge score sheet here. So it came with that set. And here we have a little bit of a mix pack. So I guess, I'm not too sure what you would call this. It's a bit of it's got some lace snippets. I'm going to call them lace snippets. So I'll show you, I think there's around about 20 pieces of just little bits of lace, different kinds, fun for you to include into your embellishments and things like that. That was my thought process behind it. Lots of different sort of colours here and different types for you to play around with. And then we have, I just popped some of these brass bulb pins in here because yeah, they're quite fun to play around with, and I thought they go together with the lace quite well. And then we also have 5 pieces of stamped fabric. So I'll sort of show you. There's a bird, there's a rose, there's a butterfly. There is this ticket. There is, sorry guys, on my cat. There is a bigger butterfly here, a piece of grass. So 1, 2, 3, yep, there's 6 pieces of stamped fabric there. Just lots of little fun pieces for you to play with. And sorry, there is another 6 stamps in here. And 1 vintage lottery ticket. So a little bit of a mixed pack in this little one here. Just gonna sort of pile that back up, so I have to pop it all together, but I might keep it out for photographing on the listing actually. So there's quite a few things packed into this brown paper bag here. A lot of fun little mixed pieces anyway. So I'll pop that one aside and try and keep it all together over there. So the next thing we've got here is a packet which I'm calling Birds, Butterflies and Botanicals. Is pretty much all that's in here. And this is a real mixed pack, guys. It's beautiful. So I'm going to pull everything out so you can see the types of things that you get in here. I tried to assemble them quite nicely together as well, but they might sort of move around and shipping and things like that, so it might not stay as pretty. Okay, where am I going to start? So in this packet you'll get 2 of these wildflower mini pockets. You guys would have seen these ones before. You will get 3 vellum floral stickers. These will all vary, just like these, you know, the patterns and things, they'll all vary, but that's what you'll get. You will get 10 hand cut birds in each pack. So the birds will vary as well by sizes and types. Look at this beautiful owl. I'm in frame, I'll just push that forward a little bit. So lots of birds here, lots of cutting. This one. Goodness, some are hiding behind, so if you don't see them all at the front, they might be tucked behind and things like that. So 10 hand cut birds there. 2 of these pop out floral pieces. If you guys had watched my thrifted books video, you would have seen these out of the gardening book, and they just got these tabs on them. So lots of fun to play around with in your journal. There's 3 of these little stamps here. Some have got animals on them, some have got botanicals. So 3 of those little stickers. There's this little note card here, just a little mini note card with a floral theme. There is 2 of these hand cut sort of botanicals here. And then we have, let me just go through. Oh, we've also got a handmade envelope. This I made out of I think it's a eucalyptus book, but it's a vintage book anyway. And I've left these unsealed, and they are 3 by 5 inches. So you can pop these in your journal however you wish, sew them up or stick them together. So each one would be different there. There is 2 images of butterflies. These will vary as well, different sizes and types, different images. So 2 butterflies there. There is one of this kind of a butterfly image that I cut out of a book. So kind of like in this shape here. There is a couple of hand cut botanical images. These here are really interesting. I got them from a book. I'm trying to think what the book was called. It was a gardening book that I picked up from an op shop, but they had these little cards in them. So they've got this lovely image on the front, and then on the back it's got what would you call it? The flower, and then when it's in season and planting, and all of these little things here. So you will get 2 of those little cards. So there is this bird book image, and this is from it's like a vintage bird book. I think it's called New Zealand birds, something like that anyway. So you get one of those. This one here is another book. I think this is Birds of Japan, I think. but it's another book page, bird book page. This one here I got out of a, what's it called? It's called What Bird Is That? And I got a lot of lovely images, so you'll get an image like this. Then there is a couple of these these botanical pages. These are very vintage pages, and these are from the Better Homes and Garden binder. I got it quite some time ago, but I've pulled out a couple of pages there just to have fun with, and they're very vintage, very patinaed around the edge, but lots of fun. And then a couple more book pages here. There is one with butterflies on it, so you can leave it as is, or you can hand cut all the little butterflies out and use them as dies. And then this botanical here. So that is everything that is included in the birds, butterflies and botanicals pack. I'm not sure count wise how many pieces are in this. Quite a few though, so a lot of fun for you just to play around with in this one pack alone. Pop everything together here. Pop that off to the side. And we'll keep going. We're nearly there, guys. They're quite large packs. I think when you're looking at them front on, you kind of, yeah, there's more in them than what they look like. So this here is my handmade paper pack, and I was going to do 2 of these packs, but honestly, handmade paper takes me a very, very long time to make. One color alone will take me just 1 day. So this pack here with all these colors and 30 of them took me 3 to 4 days to make. So I was not able to do a second pack, but I do have one pack here. And the colors that I have are coral, white, and this here, it's very brown, but what it is tea stain. And it was the first time I played around with tea stain in my handmade paper, and it's come out a beautiful brown, because one of the dyes I actually had bought before was a brown color, and it always turned out purple, so I ended up with a purple shade of handmade paper. But now, playing around with this tea dye, I've got a lovely shade of brown. So what you'll get in this packet here, you will get 3 sheets of this A5 size in each color, so the coral, white and brown, 3 pieces of this embossed squares here, and 3 pieces of these tags. So you can see everything there. I don't think I need to pull it all out. So that is the handmade paper pack. And then what we have is, what started it all was the beautiful vintage linens that I brought. In each pack you will get a vintage linen. Now these vary completely in size and styles. I'm trying to think if I can show you some other ones here. Just some different types that you may get. You might get round ones, you might get square ones, oval ones, sandwich doilies. Different kinds, so like this one here is in this pack. You might get one like this beautiful embroidery on it. You might get one like this. So yeah, all different shapes, sizes, styles. They are vintage. Some may come with small marks and things on them because of the age. That's just to be expected with vintage linens, but they all have been hand washed and hand pressed. Even though this one looks a little bit crinkly, I did iron it. So so one vintage linen per pack. And these packs, they get sent out completely at random, so it'll be a surprise whatever linen that you get. But this beautiful one here comes in this packet. So I'll pop that one aside. And then at the back of the packs here, we have a variety, like a mixture of pages. And I think the count was around about 23 different papers and pages. So they vary. There might be some stationery pieces in here as well. So these are vintage book pages. These are from, it's like a herb book. So these are talking about herbs, but they're very vintage. Look at the color on them. They're very, very patinaed. So there's 2 of those. There is a piece of this shorthand vintage book page. There is a couple of these business sort of carbon paper pages. You might have seen this in my haul, my thrifted books sort of video as well. This one here is a stationery piece. This may vary as well. You might get one that's an invitation piece instead of this, because like I said, I don't have 30 of everything, so they sort of are mixed up, but you might get one that's an invitation piece rather than this. There is a few pieces of this ledger paper here, and they've got some nice patina around the edge, quite large, so I have folded them in half. So 2 of those. You will get a Edith Holden book page. The images vary on each page. This here actually matches the set of that daffodil card that was in the brown paper bag. But yeah, you might get a different card, so it might not match. This is a part of its letter writing set, so it's got this lovely daffodil on here. There is this grammar and vocabulary sort of piece, very vintage, very brown and patinaed. Lots of fun to include in journals. There is this piece out of a, trying to think what it is. It's a stamp book, and some of them had stamps in them and some of them didn't, so I pulled out the ones that didn't because it's got this fun grid on it and pieces like stamps up here, so lots of fun to include in your journals. There is this hotel register here, not particularly vintage, but once again really fun, and I've trimmed up the side there and folded that in half because it is such a large piece. You will get one of these sign-on, sign-off attendance records. There is this sort of blue lined piece, and this is from a really large analysis book. It's a very large piece, so yeah, I have folded it in half, so there is that. You will get some of my vintage green grid paper, some of this purple and red vintage grid paper as well. You will also get an original eco print. If you guys watch my maple leaf reveal, these are those, so you will get one of each, and they'll have maple leaves on them. Hopefully, I think most of them do have maple leaves on them. That's what they were. So an original eco print there. This one here is kind of like a children's, oh gosh, what do you call it? It's like an exercise or yeah, you can see anyway. It's got lots of puzzles and things on it for children. But it's a vintage piece, and it's very brown and fun to use. This here is business sort of carbon paper again, so I included the original copy and the brown piece behind it because it's fun to use these as well, and it's fun to have that nice coloration. I think it's a very light piece. So 2 of those, and then a couple of these blue pieces here. One is ledger, like this, and the other one is just plain and lined. So guys, that is everything. It took me a bit longer to get through everything than I actually thought. So yeah, 23 pieces in the backs here. And that is everything in the stash packs. I hope you'll love everything in them. So what I'll talk about now is shipping. Trying to think. I've got my husband down at the post office right now getting accurate shipping costs, because these parcels here will have to be, they can't be shipped as an envelope. They have to be shipped as a parcel. And with in regards to tracking and things like that, I was going to offer tracked and untracked, but to be honest guys, I would really prefer just to offer tracked shipping, because I really don't want things to go missing in the post. I don't want you guys to have something lost in the mail, and also I don't want to lose an item that I've spent a lot of time working on as well. So I'm going to offer the shipping that will be standard, and it will be tracked, and it takes, I think, it's pretty quick, so a week to a week and a half shipping worldwide. And they will go in these big tough bags like this. I think this one's a bit big, but it will be a smaller one. But a tough bag is how that they will come. So trying to think, yeah, this one's a little bit big. But they will come in a tough bag like this. And the other thing is these will be shipping out a little bit later. They will be shipping out on Thursday morning my time. So that's about Wednesday afternoon for you guys in the US, I think. Purely because it's going to take me a lot of time to put these packs together, and I want to make sure that there is nothing missing out of the packs. So I just want to be really, really thorough with my packaging, and they get gift wrapped and everything like that. So with that amount of packs that I do have, I'm going to be shipping them all out on Thursday morning. So with that being said, guys, I hope you've had a really lovely week. I hope you had a lovely Easter. It was a really lovely break here. We also had Anzac Day. So yeah, a lot of days off here in Australia this week. But it was a great week. It was a busy week, but it was a great week. And I hope to be back soon, guys. And links to my shop and everything like that will be below. And all of the details and photos and things like that will be over on my Etsy listing. So these packs are going to go, they will be up by the time that this video goes live. So once you see this, they'll be up. You can pop on over and check them out. So alrighty guys, I will chat to you in the next video. Bye guys.